My name is Darren Senga from VLF's Dallas office. I'm joined here today by Joe Lanza and Dylan Fetterman from VLF's San Antonio office. Welcome to another installment in Bethlehem Law Firm's video educational series. Okay, so that's general contractors, what they need to do to actually file a valid lien. Let's turn then to subcontractors. And as we discussed, Joe, that's the set of contractors who have an agreement only with the general contractor.
That's correct.
So for subcontractors, what's the first notice they need to send?
They would need to send notice to both the owner and the general contractor.
And it's a time frame for that.
The time frame is a little bit different for that than for the general contractor. For the subcontractor, what they would need to do is file on the 15th day of the third month after the work was completed.
Okay, so if we took our old example of work having been completed on January 29th of a given year, Joe, what's the latest that the subcontractor would need to send notice to the owner and to the general contractor?
April 15th, same day you file your tax returns.
Okay, so that takes care of both general contractors and subcontractors. Let's move on to the next tier. So these are subcontractors, or sometimes they're called second tier subcontractors, right? Do they have a different deadline?
So for the second tier subcontractor, they have to give notice to the general contractor on the 15th of the second month after the work was completed. And then they have to provide notice to the owner on the 15th of the third month after the work was completed.
So Joe, going back to our example of a second tier subcontractor completing work on January 29th of a given year, what's the last day they need to send notice of an intent to file lien to the general contractor?
Be March 15th, and then their second lien notice is going to be due on April 15th, the same date as a first-tier subcontractor.
And it's that second notice that goes to the project owner, right?
That's correct.
Okay, and I think it's important to realize that when we're talking about both the immediate subcontractor and the second tier subcontractor, we've been talking about this first notice in either the second month or the third month. I think it's important to realize that that notice, what it says, is it's notice of an intent to file an affidavit.
That's correct.
So it's giving, basically the idea there is it's giving both the general contractor in a timely basis and the project owner on a timely basis an opportunity to avoid having that lien filed in the first place.
Yes.
Because as we can tell from how powerful a lien is, an owner isn't going to want to have liens on their property if they can avoid it.
Absolutely not.
And given the priority, Joe, of some of these liens, obviously banks don't like to see them on there either, right?
That's correct.